We thought we escaped. We were wrong. 3 nights later, I woke up at home, covered in sweat, sitting there alone. The clock said 3:17, the room was completely still. Then I heard breathing coming from the windowsill. Slow, deep, like somebody sleeping nearby. I turned on the light, nothing was there. Then the walls made a sound like somebody breathing air. I told myself it's nothing. Then my phone started ringing, no number, no name, just static. I answered. A hospital intercom said, "Good evening, patient." I went back to the forest because apparently I learned nothing. The hospital stood there waiting like it knew that I was coming. The front gate was wide open. The trees were bending low. No birds were making noises, no animals below. I entered through the lobby and the air was warm inside. The building smelled like antiseptic, like somebody kept it alive. The lights were working perfectly. The elevator opened slow and a voice said from the speaker, "Patient clearance, go." The doors closed. Floor 7. The hospital only had 6. The elevator started climbing past the numbers on the wall. 7, 8, 9. Then the display disappeared and the elevator stopped. The doors opened slowly. There was a hallway, fresh paint, clean floors, working lights, new hospital beds, and people sitting silently with their backs against the wall. Patients, dozens of them. Every single one turned their heads toward me. One whispered, "You're late." They weren't going inside, they were coming out. Thousands of them, leading from the hospital into the woods like people had escaped before or was still escaping. Every night, forever, I heard the breathing again. Not from the walls, from underneath the floor. The entire hospital moved. One slow inhale, one slow exhale. The windows rattled, the doors shook, the pipes groaning, the whole building was breathing. I finally understood. The hospital was inheriting, it was alive. Every memory, every scream, every forgotten patient, every locked door, every person who never got to leave. They had become the building. The floor cracked beneath me and I saw the basement below. Rows of hospital beds covered in decades of snow, names written on the walls. Thousands of them in rows, and every single name was someone nobody knows. I heard voices calling, not screaming anymore, just whispering, "Remember us." I stood there frozen with my hand against the wall and felt something underneath it like a heartbeat through the hall. Boom, boom, boom. I stepped backward. The hospital breathed. Then the sun appeared beyond the trees. And every voice went silent. I ran. I didn't look back. But the hospital remained behind me, breathing, waiting, remembering. Dawn. The final night is over. Or so we thought. The sun came rising through the branches, painting gold across the sky. The abandoned hospital stood silent like it finally learned to die. Broken windows caught the sunlight, turning shards into stars, and the forest looked completely different from the place that held our scars. I stood outside the entrance with the morning on my face, thinking about the patients who were never given space, thinking about the voices that had followed through the night, thinking about the difference between insanity and fright. Maybe madness isn't darkness, maybe darkness is being alone. I walked through every hallway one final time alone. No chains upon the floor, no voices through the board. Room 13 stood empty, the pentagrams were gone. The chairs were where they started and the screaming had moved on. I found the observation room where the patient disappeared. His photograph was missing, but his message still was here, written underneath the glass. "You were never my present." I stared at those words until the meaning finally came. The hospital didn't create our demons, it only gave them names. Every ghost we chased was something we refused to face. Every shadow in the corridor was something out of place. Every monster in the darkness had a human shape beneath, and every locked psychiatric door could never lock. I found the old patient file still carrying my name, opened up the final page, but there was nothing there. No diagnosis, no photograph, no record of admission, just an empty sheet of paper, and underneath it, discharged. I laughed, not because it was funny, because after everything, that was the first time an hospital had told the truth. I walked outside the building as the sunlight touched the trees. The forest started breathing.
his head.